Hello, everybody. We are back. I I know. I've been pretty inactive. A lot of things going on. I was doing the terminus farming on Grand Blue Fantasy. Got burnt out on that. Then Helldivers, and then back to Grand Blue Fantasy, and still don't have all the terminus weapons. I was hoping to get those before Lucilius came out, but that didn't happen. So we're here, and I was right. They did save Luocha for the anniversary. Called it. He's finally here, so we are gonna pull for him. As for Acheron, super cool character, extremely strong. But I don't care about her as a unit. I know she's busted. I don't even have to look at her skills. I did her trial. I do find it odd that they made her lightning. I mean, it's a good thing they didn't make her quantum. Oh, good thing she wasn't quantum. But I don't know. I am surprised that Gallagher, the new guy, is a fire abundance character. And he kind of works like Luocha. Not really, but like you can see some of Luocha there. The healing aura, or healing field, except he tags enemies with it, and then anyone who attacks those enemies gets healed. I don't know. I mean, fire needed in abundance, so I'm glad he's in the game. I already have maxed out Pella, so that's a wasted 4-star offering. Yeah, the 4 stars aren't the greatest. I do love Gallagher's design, though. I want more guys like him in the game, like just cool looking guys. But let's just get started. Rip this band-aid off. Let's get the disappointment over with. Now, when Luocha first debuted, my opinion of him wasn't the greatest. Is he a great healer? Yes. But he's kind of weird. It's like they wanted him to do everything, and in that, he just doesn't really stand out. Like, his ult is damage. It's an AoE damage dispel, which the dispel's great, very useful, but it's kind of niche. Not very many enemies, not all enemies, buff themselves. And then sometimes you have to blow it anyway just to get his healing field up. He does have an interrupt with his skill. Whenever an ally falls below 50%, he interrupts the action and uses his skill for free on them, which is great. So he is skill point efficient. He does pump out a lot of healing. I think only his targeted heal removes debuffs. Does his free heal whenever they fall below 50% also cleanse debuffs? I don't know. Does his healing field proc Bailu's signature light cone? Because every time you heal an ally, it starts accumulating points, and then those points are used for like damage. I don't know. I don't actually have it, so I couldn't test it even if I pull them. Um, he also, I think his healing scales off of attack instead of hit points, which is another weird thing about him. Like, I don't know how to feel about him. I know he's really strong, and he looks cool, and I want him. But oh, he's also imaginary. That's also a huge thing, because imaginary is so rare. I don't know. I still don't know what to feel about him, even after all this time. I know he's great. And I want him on the. I put him and Fushuan together, and no one ever dies. Period. Mm. Well, let's just get our pools over with. Hopefully, we can get him early. Find out. That's new. What's that do? Mineral. What does this do? Break effect. And they use their ultimate, increases their crit. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. We can still lose. So. We didn't lose. We did not lose. We winning, boys. We winning. We double winning. Gallagher, welcome home, bro. Well. Oh, well. Look at our 4-star offering first. So, let's do the talents as always. So his base skills are break, effect resistance, and hit points. It's not great. When he uses Nectar Blitz, I don't know what Nectar Blitz. You know what? Let's look at skills, abilities. I'm sorry, abilities. Okay, so it's the enhanced basic attack. Deals fire damage equal to 125, and reduces their target by 10%. How do we get... Like, I did the whatever you call it, the trial. But I don't really know how he works. Like I just press buttons. Wait, does that mean he doesn't have any scaling? His heal doesn't have any scaling at all? What? It doesn't. What? He just has flat heals? Is that good or bad? Huh? That's unique. That the scaling on it's pretty good, I think. Let's look back on it. Yeah, 140. 140 per rank. So that means what? 12? 12 is the highest? 12 times 140. 10 times 140 is 1,400. And then 140 times 2 is 280. I'm drawing a blank here. 46, 1,680? Yeah, 1,680, I think. My mind is mush right now. 1,000. Is that a lot of hit points? I don't think it is. No, it's not. And my Fushan's bad. I mean, she needs better relics. I actually need to work on her relics because look at this trash. Garbo. Okay, so his heal doesn't do the most. His ultimate inflicts besotted on all enemies. Besotted. All enemies for 2 turns. Only 2 turns? I would have liked 3. At the same time, deals fire damage, 75 to all enemies. Enhances his next basic attack to Nectar Plus. So he can only do it once per ult? And it's single target. Oh, I thought it was going to be 6% more damage, but it's 6% more break. And he heals more flat hit points. Looks besotted. Besotted. Why do I keep saying besotted? Besotted on all enemies, lasting 2 turns. He looks rough so far. When he uses the enhanced basic attack on a besotted enemy, okay, he'll gain a 1-time heals all allies. Okay. After using the ultimate, okay, that's pretty nice. Anytime you can cheat your turn is great. Increases this out by 50% of break effect. Capping at 75% though. I don't know about that, Chief. What's the scaling on his attacks? Okay, the attack reduction scales up. That's a pretty good scaling on the enhanced. Flat heals. That's kind of weird that all of his stuff are just flat heals. Also, a break-based healer is also weird. I really don't know how I feel about him. Let's check out his Eidolons. Or Eidolons. Salty Dog. Regenerates 20 enemy and increases effect resistance by 50% for the entire battle? So he just, poof, has 50% effect resistance. That's kind of strong. Oh, of course. Debuff Cleanse on E2. And increases their effect resistance by 30 for 2 turns. That's pretty good. Being able to resist further applications of debuffs is nice, especially on a healer. Okay, wait, which one is that? That's skill and basic attack. Oh, of course. Remember how I said that it would have been better if it was 3 turns? Well, there you go. It's locked behind E4. Ooh. He gets weakness break efficiency? That's nice. You don't ever see that. I think they dumped the majority of the budget of his, power just on this. The 20% break efficiency is very strong. It doesn't look like it, but it is. That's great. Pair him with Ruon Mei. He'll be breaking people pretty quick, as long as they're weak to fire. Okay, so now let's look at Choa. Choa. Why do I keep saying that? Luocha. Imaginary 50%. Great. Uses a skill, immediately restores the target's HP. 40% of his attack plus 200. Wait a second. 200 versus 200. That hurts. Gallagher's best is the same as Luocha's worst. Actually, it's worse than his worst. Meanwhile, he gains 1 stack of his talent. There's the 50%. An effect equivalent to Luocha's skill will immediately be triggered. So that means it should do everything the skill would do. So all the add-ons should affect the free one. It doesn't cover skill points. Like I said, it was free. Oh, that's right. I forgot. It goes on cooldown for 2 turns. I forgot about that. That makes sense. But I completely forgot that was a thing. His ult removes one buff from all enemies. Deals imaginary damage at 120 scaling. And then he also gains 1 extra talent point. Yep. Deploys a field. 12% and 60. How's that compared to... It's significantly lower than the skill, but that makes sense. However, this is... Okay, the only attacking ally. I thought that it was healing everyone, but I guess it's just one person, whoever's attacking. Lasts for 2 turns, and it ends if he gets KO'd. You can use a skill point to start every battle with the talent already active. Good stuff. He's got attack, which he scales off of. That's good. Hit points, so he's a bit tankier. That's good. Defense, so he's a bit tankier. Okay. All of his stat boosts are pretty good. I'm not sure if I'd rather have effect resistance over defense. I don't know. Oh, well, he's just resistant to crowd control debuffs anyway. 70%, that's pretty significant. When an enemy in the field is attacked by an ally, all allies... Okay, that's where I was thinking it was coming from. Okay, so it does heal everyone after you get this. That's good. That's really good. When the skill effect is triggered, removes one debuff from a targeted ally. Am I dumb? I mean, yes, but... Heal, this flower, the free one. Okay. I just assumed that his skill already had that. Okay. Okay. Let's check out the scalings. Yeah, 10 every rank, so that's 110 at max rank. The scaling on that's more than 30 points. That's good. And it's 0.7 on the percentage. It's pretty good scaling. It's his talent, too. Oh, that means that this doesn't scale. Okay, so that you'll get big heals on the attacker, and then small heals on everyone else. But keep in mind, that means you're potentially getting 4 heals, 4 AoE heals a turn. Pretty nice. Oh, that's right. We're supposed to be looking at the scaling. Only 8%. That's wet noodle. But, again, he's a healer. He's not supposed to be doing damage. It's utility. He's getting a dispel. And it's AoE, and it's imaginary. Imaginary has free crowd control built into it. You can't really complain. But he is wet noodle. Alright, the scaling. A 2% scaling? Ugh. But that is a nice 120 flat. So that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Speed 101. 98. Sub 100 kinda. Well, we got our boy. Our man. Our new healer. So whenever he does his free skill, does that mean that it will proc Cure and Repair to give 4 energy to the entire team? What even does Quid Pro Quo do? Oh. Not great. I mean, something. Oh, we have his. Okay. Break effect. Break effect on a healer, right. Heals the wearer. Plus 800. That's pretty significant. But, I don't know. I think this is going to be the big one for him. Since he doesn't scale with healing, this isn't really gonna do much. Yes. Cure and Repair. It's on Shared Feeling. Very good 4-star budget, free to play. It's good. We don't have... There's no Herda Abundance Light Cone yet, is there? I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. But yeah, that was great. Hello, everybody. We are back again. So I'm inserting this into the middle of the recording because I completely forgot to cover the etalons for the Choa. So let's just go ahead and get that done. I know it seems like people are saying that he's not good anymore, but that's just crazy. He's still really, really good. Is he as necessary as he was? Fushuan's kind of taken up his role in a way, but he's still really good. And if you want just this composition that can't ever die, pair Luocha with Fushuan. But at E1, his field, which is the ability, once he gets 2 of his talent points charged up, he uses both of them, creates a field for 2 or 3 turns that heals all of your allies who attack. While it's active, all allies gain 20 additional attack. Is that great? That's okay. You don't like it. Compared to what etalon levels usually are, that's pretty good. Just because normally they're just dog shit. But that's okay. That's fine. Level 2, when he uses his skill, if the allies' hit points are lower than 50%, that heal increases by 30%, or gains a 30% multiplier. And then if they are below, or no, if they're above 50%, then it heals them in addition to granting a shield. That lasts for 2 turns, that's good. You'd think that it would be something that's just 1 turn, but 2 turns, that's... So you get a heal on top of a shield. Very nice. But that means that you'll never get the shield procced off his free one, because that only procs when they're at 50% or lower? Is it below 50%? Let's check. Traces. No, it's his talent. No, it is his special. Okay. If it hits 50% exactly, the free one will give the shield as well as the heal. But if it's below 50%, then it's just going to be a super heal instead. Wrong thing. Okay. Basic attack and skill. I would have preferred skill and talent +2 on level 3. But basic attack is his main source of damage. Maybe this is okay. Maybe this is optimal. Maybe this is optimal. And then while his field is active, enemies deal 12% less damage. That's really good. And then the next one is ultimate and talent. The ultimate doesn't scale very well, so the +2's not helping too much. The talent, I don't think scales very well either, but more heals is more heals. So that's not great. It's fine. You have to get it at some point. But the last one, when the ultimate is used, there is a 100% fixed chance, that means it does not scale with stats, to reduce all enemies, all type res, by 20% for 2 turns. 20% is pretty big. 2 turns is pretty big. But 100% fixed chance, if they the more effect resist they have, it's just going to lower that. So even if they have 1%, effect res, that means that that goes down to 99%, and you can never increase it back up. So fixed percent chance hurts. It hurts. So it's unreliable, but at least it's a really high fixed percent chance. I think his E1... I think his E1's the big one. Does he really need anything else other than E1? And he doesn't really need well, E1 increases his healing since his healing scales off attack. The E1's probably his good stopping point. If you really want to wail for him, maybe E4. That just makes your team even tankier. But it's only while his field is active. I don't know. Are we ever fighting against something that's just burning through your hit points so much that you need your field active all the time? Maybe against Stellar Hunter Sam. Maybe Luocha would be great against him. Maybe. But I know some of you are going to be pulling for Acheron. Who isn't, right? I'm still trying to skip on her. I'm trying to resist. But let's go ahead and take a look at her traces, her skills, and stuff like that. We might as well. So, basic attack, 50% of attack. That means it's going to scale up to 100. Or with her Eidolons, it's going to be 110. Scales attack, lightning damage. It's a good thing they didn't make her quantum, because then she would be top tier best DPS for a very, 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 very long time. The lightning's the only thing holding her back as a character. Her ultimate, she targets enemies 3 times, so you get to choose who you're targeting. So it does more damage to your primary target and then damage to your secondaries, and you get to choose it each time. So you can target one guy, then target a different guy, then target a different guy, and then the final blast is going to be right here at the end. Okay. It's just a lot of damage. You get to basically hit him 4 times. Her talent. Oh, this is how she builds up her ultimate. She doesn't get energy, like normal people. She just gains charges depending on debuffs on the enemy. And it deals damage regardless of their weakness types. Very good. And lowers their all res by 10%. That's really good. Oh, it's until the end of the ultimate. That's still really good. Inflicts debuffs on an enemy while using their ability. It's only during ability uses. Acheron gains 1/Dream and inflicts 1 Crimson Knot. Can only add 1 Crimson Knot per attack. Okay. Oh, and if that enemy dies, the rest of the Crimson Knots on that character get redistributed. That's good. That's a very nice quality of life change. Her skill, she gains 1/Dream. Does that mean if she inflicts a debuff, with that she'll gain 2 slash dreams. 1 for the debuff and 1 for the general just using a skill. The ratio on this is pretty bad, but she does a lot of damage. So, you know, her technique. Okay, she deals 200% damage to all enemies. That's a very high ratio for an all enemy attack. As well as ignoring weaknesses. That's good. Really good. After using the ultimate, she gains 1 slash dream and 1 crimson knot on a single enemy. Huh. And then she just executes normal enemies. I mean, if you want to speed run, when battle starts, immediately gains 5 slash dream. Very strong. How much does she need? She needs 9. So that means it only leaves 4 charges left for you to ultimate. Applies 5 crimson knot to a random enemy. Good, that's a head start. That lets you pick one person out and just nuke them. It doesn't explain what quadrivalent ascendance. It doesn't explain what that does. Is that listed anywhere in here? Oh, right here. Quadrivalent, whatever. Ascendance. After using the ultimate, she gains 1 slash dream. Okay, so it's a refund. So you can overcharge her amounts of charge. So it's 9. You can get up to 3 additional, so 12. Yeah, 12. Okay. When the Rain Blade from her ultimate, so that's the final hit, hits an enemy with Crimson Knot, her damage increases by 30%, stacking up to 3 times. I guess that's 3 Crimson Knots, and lasting for 3 turns. Ooh. So she can get up to 90% for 3 turns. And when the Resurgence triggers, deals damage 6 times. Each time deals a very weak 25%, but 25% 6 times is pretty nice. To a random enemy and is viewed as part of the ultimate damage. Sure. And then when there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than Acheron on the team, damage increased by her attack, skill, and ultimate increases 2? I'm not sure how this is working. Okay, provided I understand what this is saying. So, basic attack, once maxed out with the Eidolon levels, that's 110. 110 multiplied by 160 if there are 2 Nihility characters. I think that's how it works. And then 1, if you only have 1 nihility other than Acheron, it's only 115 times your 110. But that multiplier, these multipliers affect the attack, skill, and ultimate. So she's going to do big damage. Now let's look at her passives. Attack, she's a DPS, so yes, go ahead, sure. Crit damage, attack and crit damage, nice. And then lightning damage, she has all 3 damages. You probably could not get a more perfect passives. Not even Pella or Silverwolf have as good as passives as that, but theirs have been the best for a long time. Acheron has the best of the best. If she wasn't lightning, if she was quantum, ugh. Now let's look at her Eidolons. First one, debuffed enemies, she gets an increased crit rate of 18. That's not a good Eidolon. It's something. And it's active pretty much 100% of the time, but it's not the best. Mute Thunder. A number of nihility characters required for the trace. The Abyss, that's the one where it was you have to have 1 or 2 more nihility other than her on the team to gain the multipliers. Is reduced by 1. So that means instead of requiring 2 nihility characters other than Acheron, so that's 3 character slots, it now requires 1 character other than 2. And from 2, it goes down to 1. So that means Acheron plus another nihility, she gains the highest multiplier possible. That's what that means. And whenever it starts, she gains 1 ultimate charge, as well as inflicts 1 crimson knot on an enemy with the most crimson knots. That's really good. That, if you are going to pull for her, getting E2 is very good. Basic attack and ultimate, just damage. I think she would have rather had skill and ultimate. Yeah, I think skill and ultimate would have been the better choice. When an enemy targets her in combat, inflicts them with the ultimate damage vulnerability, increases the ultimate damage they take by 8%. So every time an enemy hits her, they gain a debuff that's going to make them take 8% more ultimate damage. It doesn't say for how long. They forgot to include the duration on that. 8% is not very much. Her E4 is not very good. It's something. And it probably... No. I was going to say it helps charge her ultimate, but I don't think it does. I think her ultimate requires skill uses to inflict debuffs. So I don't think that's going to help out. I don't think that's a very good E4. Then you have to get the rest of them right there. You would have preferred this to be basic attack and talent, so that way skill gets bumped up to 3. That's not the case. And her last one increases the all-type res pin for the ultimate damage by another 20%. Very strong. The damage dealt by basic attack and skill will also be considered as ultimate damage. So that means anything that takes more damage from ultimates also increases her skill and basic attacks. And can reduce enemy toughness regardless of weakness types. So she becomes Silverwolf. She is the Silverwolf. When breaking weaknesses, triggers Lightning Break. Lightning Break sucks. But this is really, really, really strong. She becomes a use me against everyone. She is the DPS character if you have her at E6. What kind of teams you like her on? Fushuan, you need another Nihility character. You could do Black Swan, but Black Swan's Arcana is not going to be filling up her ultimate. Like I said, the ultimate only charges whenever it's a skill. So I would say Welt. Welt is really strong. He's Nihility. He has crowd control. I think Welt is probably her best partner. And then the fourth character, you could put Luocha. You could. And your team would just never die. You have the most... But then you're missing out. Maybe Bronya? Maybe Bronya and Sparkle? One of them? That would require Fu Xuan being your only sustain. Maybe she's good enough. Just by herself. You could do Sparkle for all the skill points. How expensive is that team with skill points? But Bronya gets refund from her E1. I don't know. You'd have to play around with that team to figure out who best fits them. But E6 Acheron may actually ruin the game for you. Just because she's just so strong, why would you use anyone else? I mean, if you have E6 Acheron, then you're gonna clear Memory of Chaos like easily. Huh. She's crazy. Absolutely disgusting character. She looks cool. I like her as a character. What are the 4-star offerings? Pella. If you don't have Pella maxed out, this is good. Because Gallagher's good. He's solid. Very solid. He's like a 4-star Luocha. He's way better if your team is faster than the enemy, but he's way weaker if the enemy's faster than you. Because his ultimate, to where it makes it to where the enemies heal you every time you hit them, it counts down on their turn, not your turn. So if they go like twice, 3 times in a row real quick, it's gone. But Gallagher's good. He's solid. He has very strong flat heals, which means you can save item slots and just build break. Build attack, break, speed on him. You're good. But the flat heals means that he's not scaling either. He just deals. If you get him at E2, I think it's E2. Is it E2? E2. Yes, E2. It gives you the cleanse. And then also gives him an effect resistance for 2 turns. That's pretty nice. That's solid. E2. I still don't know what the duration on this effect resistance by 50% is. But E2. E2 Gallagher is a good stopping point. His E4 is really good because you want that ultimate to last longer. And then his E6 is good. So he has really good etalons compared to everyone else. And then Pella's just top tier if you don't have her yet. Get her, max her out level E6. She's going to do a lot of work for you. Every time an enemy is defeated, she gains 5 energy regardless of who kills them. Great. Whenever she dispels an enemy, she gains 10% speed for 2 turns. It's not great, but it's okay. Basic attack and skill. That she's going to hit pretty hard early on at E3. When the skill is used, there's a 100% base chance. Base chance, that means it scales. To reduce the target's ice res by 12% for 2 turns. Just deal more damage with ice. Ultimate and talent. Sure, I mean, like I said, you have to. I think this is the better choice. I think this is about as good as you could get. And then her final one, when she attacks a debuffed enemy, she deals an additional 40%. Very nice. Talent's just good. She's a very good 4-star. But Donnie Boy. Donnie Boy is not that. He is not good. That's a terrible, terrible Eidolon. That's not great. Basic attack and skill. You shouldn't be using the basic attack. You should be using his skill and his ultimate. Uses an ultimate to defeat an enemy, he will immediately take action again. Finally, he has a good Eidolon, way at level 4. Ultimate and talent. The slow rate triggered by the skill reduces the speed by an additional 8%. It's not great. 8% is not a big value, but it's on top of what it already does. If you're using him, yeah, sure, but why are you using him? Are you really that desperate for a wind character? Probably, because wind's so rare. He does have a good base 110 speed, so that is something. Basic attack increases by 40% slow enemies. Wind res pin, that's good, except it has a cooldown. Wind damage to a single target on critical hit, there's a chance to reduce them, so that means at E6 it goes down to 20% slow. That's pretty big. The enemy is slowed, increases the multiplier. It's something. This is a terrible, terrible ability slot. When launching an attack, there's a 50% fixed chance, which means you can't influence it at all, to increase your own speed by 20% for 2 turns. That's okay. It's not great. In fact, it's something. We'll call it that. It's something. Man. E6 Acheron, though. That's crazy. But that's just my review. After this, it's going to go back to the rest of the video, and then I guess I will see you guys later. So, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Peace. This video was a lot shorter than I expected it to be, but I'm not going to complain about it. As for any upcoming content, I don't know. I want to record my first runs against Lucilius, because I haven't fought him yet. I've just been grinding Terminus weapons. I also want to do a 999 Curio box opening on Grand Blue Fantasy. I wanted to do a 999 those gift vouchers. Not the ones that make the I don't know how to explain it. The pity system whenever you're making your sigils. I want to do 999 of those. Building that up takes a while. And I ended up cashing them in early just so I could get the double personal skills for everyone. Because those have been really useful. But yeah, there's that. We need to get back in Monster Hunter World. We need to finish that up. After that, I did consider doing Rise, but I don't know about that. At least not this soon. I don't know about doing Helldivers because like, it's a fun game. I love it. I think it's still got some rough parts that they're working out, mainly gun primary balance, because it seems like most of the guns are just bad. And I'll be honest, I honestly hate the modifiers, the ones where it's like all your stratagems come down 100% slower. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to sit around waiting twice as long for this to come through. So I don't like the modifiers. I wish we could turn those off, or I wish they were pushed onto the very high difficulties, like 7, 8, 9, and everything below that didn't have to worry about modifiers, other than environmental. Environmental, you should have to deal with. And by the way, the heat modifier that drains your stamina extra fast, that feels so bad. Ugh. But that's just me complaining. You know, like, it's a great game. I love it. It's just, it hypes you up just playing it. I don't know. Maybe if you guys have any suggestions on what to play, maybe I'll do that. Some more complaining I can do. Let's switch characters so we don't have to... No, he yawns. There. Fate Grand Order. I did not have fun with the this Nerofest. This year's Nerofest. I did not. Last year felt pretty good though. This year, not so much. Yeah. I am looking forward to Lost Belt 7 though. Looking forward to that. And I've been saving up all my crystals so I can pull on the next Space Ishtar banner, because I want to get her to NP5. I have her at NP3, and last time I spent like 400 Saint Quartz, and I got one copy. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you just lose. I did hear on the JP server, both John and John Alter both got huge buffs, and the most important thing, animation updates. I can't wait for that to come to NA. Let's go. John's cool. John Alter's super cool. She's really strong. I think she still has the highest attack in the game. She also has buff block on her ultimate. She's super good. And a lot of people don't use her. But now with this this animation update, she's probably gonna spike in popularity, and she'll get the recognition she needs. As for regular Jean Ruler, she got a skill buff on her star generation ability. So skill 2 and 3 are still Garbo, but skill 1 is good now. It gives a 20% battery to everyone on the team, I think. Then it also gives everyone an arts boost on top of the star generation. So that's going to help her out. It's not fixing her 2 basically dead skills, though. Her ult is still good, though. That's still really good. It's like discount Castoria. Man, that still says a lot. Because Castoria is just so busted. Even being a discount version is still a huge accomplishment. They did do the announcement for the like sea monster event or something like that. The welfare unit that we get is going to be a whatchamacallit, alter ego, I believe. I think he's a pretty decent servant. I don't remember anything about him other than he looks like kind of like the art style looks kind of Pokemonish, which isn't a bad thing. You know, stylized art's always great. It makes things look good. I like stylized art. But I don't know much about him. I know the 5-star from the event's really good single target saber, who has like team support or something like that. But they already tried something like that with Benny Enma, and she doesn't perform the best. And since the majority of the game is just killing wave after wave of enemies, you don't really get to make use of single targets very often. So I say that, but then Melusine exists, and her single target Noble Phantasm is busted. Yeah, but she's really flexible. Melusine's busted. She's way stronger than she deserves to be. I love her, though. I love all the Lancelots. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. I'm ranting. I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video. I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know when that's going to be. I do thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a fraction of the luck I had on this one. And that'll still help you out a lot. I hope the people who are pulling for Acheron get her, because I know she's super popular. I like her. I may even pull for her just because we got Luocha so far under budget. Maybe. I'll think about it. It's a consideration. We'll see. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace. I'm out.